I'm going to be honest with you. I was moved so strongly this morning spiritually that with a feeling of absolute mission and crystal clarity and understanding of what I need to do and what my responsibility is, that I almost didn't come in to do the show. And then dealing with office issues, you know, driving in, dealing with stuff, I lost that essence of clarity. I mean, I still have it, but it's like looking into water that was crystal clear 300 feet down, and now I can't see the bottom. It's still pretty clear, but I can't see the bottom. And that happens so much on this radio show. I read hundreds of news articles, do all this research, get up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., stay up late at night researching, and then I get up here on air, and how do I bring all this clarity and all these thousands of points, because the mind can move so fast with all the interconnected knowledge. And they call that, I guess, wisdom. And then how do I impart that to people? Because you've already got that knowledge. You're just not consciously able to map it and grasp it. That's why when you hear this show, it's not that I'm in a lot of cases teaching you something. I am illustrating something you already knew was there. Kind of like a bomber jacket your grandpa gave you from World War II. And you box it up when you move, you get busy, you forget about it, and 30 years later, you open up that trunk and you're like, oh my God, look at all these photos. Look at this bomber jacket of Granddaddy in World War II. You always knew it was there, but you'd forgotten. But you knew. You're like, how did I not remember I had this? And then you remember all the times that you were driving down the road or saw somebody else with a bomber jacket on at a football game, and, hey, that looks like Granddaddy's jacket. But you didn't remember when you got home to go dig it out of the trunk. You've had those flashes, those gestalts of understanding. Dr. Wakefield, 3 different studies, it's now emerged, came out from, one of them in the British government, finding the exact findings he'd found a year before, but they didn't publish. He did real tests. He didn't engage in a fraud. They came out with a hoax and said that he had been discredited as a fraud and ran it everywhere. And the boldness of the hoax, somebody like Ed Asner, whose son and grandson, you heard him earlier, been damaged by this, who was angry and sure of it a few years ago, now said, well, no, that's been discredited. Because he doesn't want to hate the vaccine makers. He doesn't want to believe they're this evil. He wants to believe that, and it was made for him and all the other victims. Just like this latest hoax, over the weekend, one of the independent, and that's in quotes, doctors, who it turns out is on the Merck payroll and on the big vaccine Bill and Melinda Gates bandwagon, came out and said, I'll give $10,000 to anybody that can show me proof that Gardasil is causing mental problems. A nice nebulous statement. And Aaron listed the tens of thousands CDC reports of adverse reactions, including epilepsy, convulsions, narcolepsy. I mean, it's all on the drug insert. But they don't care. That ran, I did a search this morning of it. That ran in thousands of newspapers last week and over the weekend, and NPR, CBS, NBC, ABC, saying, hey, a doctor says it's a hoax that Gardasil ever hurt one person. And if you can show one person was hurt by this mentally, their brain, I will give you $10,000. Well, he knows that there's a vaccine damage fund, and the government quietly pays people off and makes them keep it secret as part of the agreement. And they know full well that it says on the insert it can cause this. That's how they get the liability protection. And they know full well there were deaths in the trials that were confirmed, and that India didn't even allow widespread use. And they know full well you can go search YouTube and watch hundreds of local newscasts of girls dead, dying, convulsions, autoimmune diseases, and their own family doctor saying they had an autoimmune response. Within 5 hours of taking this, they had blood pouring out their nose, their genitals, every pore in their body. People becoming paralyzed, Guillain-Barré, narcolepsy, every form of brain damage you can imagine. And their answer is to come out and say, it's all been discredited. Michelle Bachmann with this one case of this woman who says it made her daughter. Bachmann just said the woman told me it brain damaged her daughter. Now, going back 4 years ago in the trials, it's actually 5 years ago, 2006, with the deaths, there were, on average, hundreds of times adverse reactions. What were they? What did our news articles say and our links? It was always about autoimmune disorders. Now, what came out last week? A big company did a test of 13 different sub-manufacturers of Gardasil and found all of them had DNA of the virus mixed in with the RNA attached to the adjuvant, meaning that now that will bind with the body's DNA and trigger cancer in areas that the cervical cancer previously would not grow. By the way, the rarest form of cancer in the U.S., the lowest death rate. A very common one that, by the way, is connected to a buffer to more deadly cancers. If you have that type of cancer, you can pull the studies up, you have many times less chance of getting a lot of other cancers. It turns out that wart-causing virus causes some type of buffer to the other cancer viruses that they've been making common, formerly rare cancers, in the vaccines. But listen, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get into all of this in the next hour. I'm going to give the number out now. I just want to take calls. 800-259-9231. 800-259-9231. We also got the arrest on Wall Street. Stay with us.
They're poisoning the water with fluoride. They're spraying the air with heavy metals. Why and what can you do to defend your family? This week at waterwebinar.com, in an all-new free live online webinar, Earth's most powerful cleansing secret is being revealed. A secret they don't want you to know about. Find out how to take fluoride and heavy metals out of your water and your body. Use it to neutralize deadly inorganic particles like lead, aluminum, even mercury, and remove these accumulated poisons from your body. Go to waterwebinar.com. A water secret so powerful, some have called it the #1 threat to the entire New World Order health agenda. It was even used during Chernobyl to clean up nuclear contamination. Go to waterwebinar.com now and sign up for free to find out how to turn the worst water on this planet into pristine, clear drinking water which heals your body. You can take your water freedom into your own hands and defend yourself and your family from the globalist health agenda. Don't get left behind. It's your life, your water, your freedom. Fight for it. Go to waterwebinar.com now.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light System today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
What happened, man? You used to be energetic, happy, and wow, did the ladies love you. Now, you fall asleep on the couch, irritable, and out of shape. Don't be that guy. Call now for a risk-free trial of Ageless Male, a natural supplement shown to raise testosterone by 61% and maintain healthy, normal levels. No injections, no appointments. With healthy testosterone levels, you can feel that energy again, that great outlook again, and yes, even a healthy sex drive. Right now, you can try Ageless Male risk-free. There's nothing to lose, guys. If you're a man who's noticed changes in your body, your mood, your sex life, call now for a risk-free trial of Ageless Male. Be the guy you used to be. Just call 1-800-497-8888. 1-800-497-8345. Don't wait another day. Just call 1-800-497-8345. That's 1-800-497-8345.
What you're about to hear are the real experiences of women over 40 who finally lost weight by becoming hormonally balanced again.
I lost 20 pounds.
I lost 40 pounds.
I lost 55 pounds.
I went from a size 14 to a size 8.
Their secret is Amberin, the revolutionary formula for women over 40 that balances hormones naturally. The leading cause of weight gain over 40 is hormonal imbalance. Until you balance your hormones, losing weight can be practically impossible. But Amberin restores hormonal balance naturally, so the weight can just fall right off, even that stubborn belly fat. Plus, Amberin eliminates other symptoms of hormonal aging, like hot flashes, night sweats, low libido, difficulty concentrating, and more. Be one of the first 50 callers right now, and they'll send you a complimentary risk-free trial with a 30-day supply. Free. Call 1-800-737-9107. That's 1-800-737-9107. 1-800-737-9107.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do.
There's a man going around taking names.
I'm going to take your phone calls for the rest of the hour. Then at the start of the next hour, I'm going to get into the latest economic developments, what's happening with people trying to peacefully protest Wall Street being arrested, like this is a third world dictatorship or something. And then we're going to get into the big UN vote coming up on Palestinian statehood and a lot more, and just other off-the-chart behavior. We've got telescreens going up at 9,000 locations saying, don't trust your neighbor, only trust Big Brother. Now they have actual coffee mug sides that look like something out of artwork from the 1984 movie that show big eyes looking at you saying, see something, say something, that they're now paying coffee shops all over the country to give you with your coffee. So just Big Brother Orwellian messages. Of course, the NFL has also announced that everyone will be groped TSA style, grabbing the genitals. So 16.6 million people to be conditioned. We're going to be breaking that down. Also, El Paso Times, more confirmed reports of the U.S. government shipping narcotics into the U.S. and guns out of the country. That is all coming up today. But right now, let's go to your calls. But again, I'm going to try to do a focused presentation on the fact that I knew this 5 years ago. The evidence was clear, but now we're really honing it in to not only do they know Gardasil was killing people in the trials, not only is it a giant boondoggle to make tens of billions for Merck, not only is California set to have the governor sign the law to inject children without parents' consent with Gardasil, including boys. Not only is all of that going on, and this is a precedent to inject you with everything they want, all the new vaccines coming online. These aren't really vaccines. They're genetically changing you. They're nanotech. But the evidence is now overwhelming. This is a biological cancer virus attack. 13 different manufacturers of the Merck vaccine in a major test have been engineered. It's not a mistake that the virus has been bound and that the virus is basically whole. That was what doctors said 5 years ago. This is not really new news. It has been bound to the aluminum adjuvant. It's just unspeakable what this is going to do to people. And this whole thing, this is what hit me this morning. And again, I've said this before. I know it consciously, but I cannot express to you enough. This is a soft kill test. All of this is. What do you think nerve gassing thousands of U.S. troops in hundreds of tests under SHAD and other programs from the 40s through the 80s, killing them in many cases? Mainstream news, Reuters, Life magazine, all reported on it. It's in my film Endgame. Marching troops into a chamber, telling them we're testing tear gas on you, you signed a waiver, spraying them with nerve gas. This is just one famous case. They did a whole bunch. The person flops around and dies. The Army dissects their body, and sends letters home to their wives and children and mothers and fathers saying they died of the flu.